I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
Relatively good.
After
Relatively
that
good.
hectic,
Yeah.
terrible
Yeah.
week of a nightmare.
What we covered yesterday was Travis Scott rescheduled his
Yes.
tour, so my tickets are finally refundable.
Silver lining. Woohoo!
So yeah, like
Yay! Thanks, Travis.
yeah,
Sucks for everyone else that has to travel to Auckland, but
yeah,
yeah.
that would suck. Because imagine
Well-
like people just like live in Fiji and like the closest thing they have to
Yeah.
Travis Scott's going to Auckland.
I mean, my uncle, who's like 17,
Yeah.
don't ask. He was coming up on the Thursday,
Yes.
and I was like, oh,
Not anymore.
yeah. Well, now I need to check in on him because
Yeah.
he's just like he's a boy from
Yeah.
Franz Joseph down south. So like they're coming up for a good, they're coming up for a good reason. It's probably like Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways,
good thing.
Travis Scott has had a fun year. It's been like one of his craziest years ever. He had one of his old mixtapes that happens to turn 10 years old this year. It's called Days Before Rodeo, and it's this album that he never had on streaming. It was always on like unofficial website. It was always on YouTube. Blah blah. It was never on streaming. He brought it back onto streaming, and first week sales were doing crazy numbers. Blah 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 blah. But who was the number one album of the year? Sabrina took it, and I think the Travis Scott team disputed it or whatever, but you
Of course
lose.
they did. You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Travis, you lost. It's fine. Sabrina Carpenter. It's her year now.
It really is. Like
Yeah.
as soon as her album came out, I was
Yeah.
like, it's probably one of like, and this is a very, very, very bold statement.
Go.
Oh, so much that I choked up.
That's God.
It's
Right?
probably it's one of my favorite albums of all time. Like it's so good.
Really?
I honestly couldn't pick like one song that was
What's
shit.
the name of the album?
Short and sweet.
Short and Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I did not know. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm just a boy, but I did not know who Sydney Sweeney was. Sabrina Carpenter. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I mean,
When
we're
there's
talking
two
about-
blonde chicks in your head, you're like, well, either or.
I was trying so hard to avoid Sydney Sweeney. I was like, oh my God.
It's okay.
Embarrassing. Okay, no. Up until this year, I did not up until this year, I did not know who Sabrina Carpenter was. Like, truth be told.
No, fair enough.
And this year, she's just been dominating the charts. She's all over TikTok. She's all over Spotify. You cannot avoid her.
Yeah, I agree. I think
She's
she's really rebranded herself.
okay.
Like too well.
Because she was a Disney kid.
She was a Disney kid. She was
Right.
on Girl Meets World, and I forgot who she played. I want to say Riley, but I think that's the main girl. Anyway, she was a best friend to the main character.
Yep.
So she had that big start up there. She did start her music career around that time as well. I'm not sure with Disney or not, but I do remember her doing some collabs with the Vamps and
Yep.
other bands and other people, and then also herself. So I actually have some of her like old music that I used to listen to, but I was kind of thinking, I was like, I wonder if she's ever going to become a household name. And then I think what really kicked it off was why am I choking up?
It's gotta.
What really kicked off her, and I don't want to say her fame because she was already quite famous.
I guess her start, like her mega.
Her
stardom.
mega music career,
Yeah.
I would say, is when she was the opening act for the Eras tour for Taylor Swift.
Oh.
That's how she
okay.
really kicked into
Yeah.
everyone's brain and going, ah.
Yeah.
And then people seeing her nonsense outros.
Yes.
That really kicked it off too. So she really used TikTok to her advantage and knowing what her audience wants to see and what they're going to talk about. So
Yeah.
I think the combination of all just like came in.
I feel like that would have been a crazy good move because a lot of Taylor Swift fans would probably be
Hell
Sabrina
yeah.
Carpenter fans.
Well, I went to the concert and before that I knew Sabrina Carpenter, but it gave me more of a reason to listen to the rest of her stuff. Like I already had listened to some of her stuff with the album.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I know a few songs. I might as well listen to the rest. Now I know them all. And of course she's like rebranded. She's got this cutesy, but also she just has like this humor and she is my age. So
Yeah.
I like relate to her a lot.
Yeah.
Or like I can relate to a lot of things that she's talking about. I'm like, true.
Fair. Yeah. I think one of the bigger things that, like, one of the better things, she's not better. One of the things that made her like go crazy this year was also like her name in the headlines just kept staying on
coming
the
up.
headlines. Like I remember earlier this year, like when she had that love triangle with Olivia Rodrigo. And
I think that was last year.
Was it?
Yeah, Joshua
Damn, it's been
Bassett.
that long.
Well, because Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett used to go out for on High School Musical, the movie.
Yep.
Or the TV show,
Yes.
sorry. I was wrong. It's so hard. That title is too much.
Yeah.
They used to so they were together, and then I'm pretty sure they broke up, and then Josh got with Sabrina. It was just rumors. Then Olivia Rodrigo made a song about it.
Yep.
And then,
Which was Driver's License, right?
Yes, it
And
was.
And obviously that song did stupid numbers.
I think there were more. I think she wrote more songs about it, but it was in the album.
Yep.
It wasn't popular.
Yep.
And then Joshua Bassett, then her and Sabrina broke up. I mean, Joshua Bassett and Sabrina broke up. I think it was just a fling. I don't even think it was a full on. And then she then got with Shawn Mendes while him and Camila Cabello were on a break.
Yeah.
And so that happened. And God, does she talk about it in this album?
Yeah.
If I was Camila Cabello, I'd be like,
she's a better woman than me, man.
oh, literally, no. She also made a comeback, but still, it's the audacity. I was like, shit, she just goes for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that happened. Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes got back together, so Sabrina then got with Barry Cogan, whatever his name is, who was famous on Saltburn. So he was already in the headlines. So she's going for a guy that's now getting famous, up and coming. She's just killing it.
Surely
in
it's
the personal life.
Too good to be true. Like her PR team must be on overtime. Maybe these, I don't know. A lot of times I think these relationships are kind of fabricated a little bit. Or no?
Yes, I do think so. I think also, I don't know. It's quite funny. I saw this quote the other day, and it was do Hollywood stars just go around in a circle?
Yeah.
And get with each other?
Yeah, it's the same 20 people. That
they don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't There's so many people in the world.
Yeah.
So many people in Hollywood, especially in that industry, and you have to choose the most famous person out of all of them. Surely there's someone more humble.
Yeah. That's also the case with rappers for some reason. For some reason, they're all with the same 20 Instagram models.
Groupies.
Yes, and they're always beefing about them. I don't know, bro. There's so many people out there in the world.
I think some people just love. I think it's friend groups, right?
Yeah.
It's just a friend group thing. You want to meet people
a
through
status
people.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Status thing as well.
Yeah.
That's with the groupies, but also with the artists, because they want to, have that moment.
They want to be with the
Yeah, they want to be with the baddie that got with the baddie and the other baddie, and and be like, yeah, I took your girl.
Yeah.
Song content done.
Yeah. Boom, Mr. Steal Your Girl. All right. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Sabrina Carpenter is the queen of adaptability.
Ooh.
Apparently.
Okay.
This is strictly from what my research has been. ChatGPT.
I love it.
It's because she doesn't have a specific genre. Yes, sure, she is pop, but she's also she's got a bit of a indie in there. She's got a bit of a country in there, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people are comparing her, which I disagree, and I'm sorry to the fans that think this, but they're comparing her to Dolly Parton, and Dolly Parton is full country. She's always been full country, and Sabrina, I've never seen the full country part apart from maybe Slim Pickens, which is one bloody song.
Yeah.
I think you find that with a lot of artists nowadays, not just Sabrina, but there's so many artists that now have we put them in the pop genre because it's majoritively pop, but they're going outside of that genre and putting a whole different kind of vibe into each album. So it's kind of what kind of album is this? Because there's not a vibe.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot going on. I agree. There's a lot going on for her as well. But if you think of Post Malone going country, Beyonce going country, we were saying country, but they've still got that pop element to it.
Yeah, it's the pop version of whatever country is. Yeah, I think the other thing is that I've had a little stalk on her Instagram over last night.
Yeah.
Guilty. I had a little stalk on her Instagram, and she has a bunch of posts where she's really getting vulnerable with people, with her audience and stuff. And I think that's pretty cool. To have a person on Instagram that has 30 something million followers on Instagram, you'd think they're so out of touch, so out of reality. But the fact that she gets vulnerable with her fans, has these super long captions that you can tell just came from her or a super good PR team. But she's so vulnerable, and she's oh, this tour has been a struggle. This show was bad, this show was rough. And I think just the art of vulnerability is so cool, and it builds such a loyal fan base.
I agree, absolutely. I think also you got to think she is our age. She has been chronically online, so she gets the stuff that we're going through.
Yeah.
and then being like, hey, you know, just because I'm this huge freaking pop star doesn't mean that I don't also have, like, not the similar struggles.
Still human, kind of thing.
Yeah, she's still human. So I think it's good because it also it gives her that relatability, but also it's giving her audience just that little bit of, okay, I've got someone that can relate to me and I enjoy them and they're not this idol that's God, you know?
Yeah. I think she's super similar to Taylor Swift in the fact that, like, two things. One, the vulnerability. Because, like, Taylor Swift is so vulnerable with her fans.
Yeah.
That it's like, a lot of them, it's parasocial as fuck, sorry, Swifties, but a lot of them think that, like, they actually know who she is.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like, I guess, I don't know, like that.
No, I agree. We do that with everyone, don't we?
Yeah. Especially if they kind of like enable it, if the first party enables it. And I think the other thing that she does well, which Taylor Swift did, was like turn the drama into like hits. So like Taylor Swift was super involved with the like record label stuff, and she had to do the remaster stuff.
Yeah.
But like from that drama stuff, and because she was so vulnerable, her like audience started like rooting for her.
Yeah.
And they wanted her to succeed so bad that like whatever her next move was, it would have been a success regardless.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And so, she's just Taylor Swift Jr. Sorry, Sabrina Carpenter fans. Do they have a name?
No, you're hurting my feelings.
They have a name?
And I'm a Swiftie and a Sabrina Carpenter fan. I think they're different in a way that I think Sabrina might be a bit more. I think Sabrina's funnier.
She probably is. I actually like. I've seen some of her TikToks, and she is.
Like Taylor Swift's a bit too more. I don't want to say she's conservative. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying she has to be very private for a reason because people are just crazy about her.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Sabrina's giving that more. You know, I think Taylor gives it more in the music.
Yeah.
Sabrina gives it more in interviews and
From her personality and social media. Fair. Okay, she is not.
But I love it.
Yeah. It's really cool. And again, just like the vulnerability stuff, like it'd be so cool to like see Drake write like a heartfelt caption every once in a while. I don't know.
Does he never?
That's like my Sabrina Carpenter. Drake.
You're like, Drake.
Drake, talk to us, bro. We're here.
I want to know where you're going. What's going
on? All right.
Talk to me, bro.
Yeah, something like that, bro. But Sabrina Carpenter got the #1 album of the year. Travis Scott, try better again next time. I'll see you next week, though. So
Travis,
don't stress.
don't try.